In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on September 20th, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Mets versus Miami Marlins. The New York Mets play the third and final game of a 3-game series in South Florida on Wednesday against National League East rival the Miami Marlins. New York defeated Miami 2-1 on Monday in the series opener. The Mets have won 2 straight but are 26 games behind first place in the National League East and 8 games behind the final wildcard spot in the National League, with only 12 games remaining, and would have to leapfrog 5 teams. Miami's 3-game winning streak was snapped in Monday's loss. The Marlins are 16.5 games behind first in the National League East, but are just a half game behind the final wildcard qualifying spot. New York will play without 7 pitchers as well as position players Brett Baty and Starling Marte. Miami will play without 6 pitchers as well as position players Jonathan Davis and Avisail Garcia. New York has won 5 of its last 7, and when playing against Miami, the Mets have won 5 of the last 6. New York also plays well in South Florida, winning 6 of the last 7 on the road versus Miami. New York starting pitcher Kodai Senga has had 5 consecutive strong outings, allowing 3 runs in 32 2/3 innings, and the Mets have won 3 of the 5. Senga faced Miami in the first 2 weeks of the season on 2 occasions, allowing just 2 runs in 11 1/3 innings, with New York winning both of the games over the Marlins. Miami starting pitcher Yuri Perez has had 3 consecutive below-par starts, allowing 14 hits and 8 runs in just 14 1/3 innings. Miami may have to play without Brian De La Cruz, who is listed as questionable and is second in both home runs and RBI for the Marlins. The Marlins come into this game desperately needing a win, and they will play a New York team that is only 31-45 on the road this season. The Marlins are 44-33 at home, and they just got Soler back in their lineup. Miami is starting Yuri Perez, who has allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 5 straight starts. New York is starting Kodai Senga, who has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 consecutive starts. Senga has been dominant in recent outings. He's been pitching well this month. Over 3 September starts, Senga is 1-0 with just 3 earned runs in 19 innings on 11 hits and 8 walks. In Tuesday's matchup, New York had a pretty good offensive evening. They just couldn't cash in on much until the 9th. Trevor Gott had a bad outing in relief, but otherwise the pitching wasn't bad. The Mets do need a shot in the arm at the plate in the finale. They've scored 3 or fewer runs in 4 of the last 5 games, going 2-3 in that time. I like a better effort in Game 3 though. I like Senga to post a nice start in this one, so the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. The total has finished under in 5 of the last 7 games played between New York and Miami, in 4 of the last 5 games that New York has played on the road, and in 4 of the last 5 games that New York has played against an opponent from the National League East. Miami starting pitcher Yuri Perez has a very respectable 3.06 earned run average, while New York starting pitcher Kodai Senga has an even better earned run average at 2.95. Los Angeles Angels versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are battling it out for the American League East title and host the reeling Angels, who they beat in the first game of the series. The Angels have lost 6 in a row, and their second half has been a nightmare. They are 15 games under .500 and officially out of the playoffs, and on top of that, their star player in Shohei Ohtani is done for the season and may hit the market in free agency. The Rays had lost 2 in a row before winning the first game of this American League series. They are already in the playoffs and are in second place in the American League East, 2.5 games back of the Baltimore Orioles. Tampa Bay is 7-3 in their last 10 games. The Rays don't have any reason to rest their regulars yet, as they remain very much in the hunt for the American League East division crown. That would be significant in that it would not force the Rays to participate in the wild card weekend round. Last season, the Rays were eliminated in 2 games in the wild card round by Cleveland. The Angels will likely hand the ball to Detmers after the lefty sat out his last start due to an illness. He will face a Rays lineup that is one of the most balanced in baseball and equally adept at facing lefties as they are righties. Rays start Seville was one of the more underrated trade pickups at the deadline and has been vital for a Rays pitching staff that has been overrun with injuries this season. The Rays are in the playoffs and have won 7 of their last 10 games, including taking the first game of this series. They are a balanced team that ranks in the top 4 in the majors in runs scored and team earned run average. Seville was a good pickup for Tampa, and he has given up more than 3 runs in only one of his 8 starts. He will have a good outing facing an Angels lineup that has been decimated by injuries and is only averaging 2.2 runs and losing their last 6 games. Detmers has been pitching decent as of late and was scratched in his last start. The Rays will get to him in the Los Angeles bullpen that ranks 23rd in the majors in bullpen earned run average. The Angels have checked out a while ago, and the constant losses lately are showing just that. The Angels aren't a team you should be looking to back under any circumstances, as guys have their eyes on vacation in about a week and a half. The Rays are piling up the wins as they hope to close the gap on a division title, and this is an ideal matchup to steal games. There's no point in breaking things down. The Angels have checked out on this disappointing season. I like Seville to get fairly deep into this game, particularly against a depleted Angels lineup, and the bullpen will finish this game off. I look for this game to be like Game 1 in that the Rays will win scoring several runs while the Halos lineup will struggle. So the Tampa Bay Rays to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Rays come into this game 6-4 to the over in their last 10 games. They are 4th in baseball in runs per game and average over 5 runs per game at home this season. The Angels, despite their depleted lineup, have gone over the total in 2 of their last 3 games. In addition, assuming Detmers gets the call, the Angels have gone over the total in 6 of his last 7 starts. Look for a slightly elevated scoring game between these 2 teams on Wednesday night as well. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Blue Jays versus New York Yankees. 2 American League East opponents, the New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays, will be squaring off on Wednesday night in the Yankee Stadium. Toronto is currently 83-67 with a wild card spot all but locked. Now they are fighting for the first wild card spot, giving them a home field advantage against the other wild card teams. They are on a 3-game winning streak and are looking to improve upon that. Meanwhile, the Yankees are 76-74, climbing over the .500 mark, and the Red Sox for 4th place in the American League East. They are 6-4 in their last 10. Kevin Gausman's first 2023 start in Yankee Stadium was a beauty, 7 innings of 3-hit ball. He didn't allow a run then, and against this beat-up offense with higher stakes, he probably won't blink again. Toronto's relievers have done a fantastic job at shutting the door most of the year, so they shouldn't have any issues against an offense with MLB's 2nd lowest batting average. While batting average is far from the only offensive metric, the Yankees are 23rd in runs per game, so there's a heavy correlation. New York may get blanked again by this Blue Jays pitching staff. As for Toronto's offense, their .265, .335, and .432 slash line on the road will play in Yankee Stadium. Their guys love hitting in the Bronx, such as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and his .968 career ops visiting the Yankees. Considering the Blue Jays are in the thick of the playoff race while the Yankees are far away on the outside looking in, I suspect the Blue Jays will put more emphasis on this game. Gausman has been arguably Toronto's best starter on the year, and Clark Schmidt has been one of the worst starters for the Yankees. The Blue Jays have a better record on the road, and they have the momentum after winning 3 straight games against the Red Sox. Toronto has scored more runs and given up less than the Yankees this year. They have been the better team all season long. I thought New York had a great chance to do some damage on Tuesday against a lefty, but now they're up against a righty in Kevin Gausman, and the Yankees have struggled against righties for the better part of the season. Gausman hasn't been as sharp as Toronto's staff ace lately, but I think he's good enough here as the Blue Jays are simply the more consistent lineup here. So the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. 5 of the first 7 meetings between these clubs finished under the total, and it makes sense. Both teams are top 10 in run prevention this season. Of those 5 low-scoring bouts, that includes all 3 games the first time these teams met in Yankee Stadium. It may be a nice park for homers, but it's generally pitcher-friendly. Kevin Gausman has 14 innings pitched against the 2023 Yankees and has only given up 3 runs. Half of those innings were a shutout, 3-hit performance in New York. Michael King only has 3.2 innings pitched against Toronto, all in relief, but he only gave up 2 hits and 1 run in that span. Behind each starter is a strong bullpen. This should be another low-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.